Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us online. And we have, since the order was restricted, a couple of people in our audience today, which really warms my heart so much. It makes me so happy to see people here again. And I am going to be talking a little bit today about building your foundation and what your foundation is if you're running towards success. I think some of the topics might feel like they're applied a little bit towards other people that are business owners, but absolutely a lot of this can apply to everybody wherever you are at in your life. When you are trying to achieve success, whatever that may be, it doesn't have to be financial, it can be in your marriage or whatever it is you're looking for success for, but being happy as your foundation is so critical when you're in the early stages, when you're starting out. If it's a relationship, having a solid foundation of what the expectations are, what you do, what your expectations are for yourself as you create the foundation. And certainly if you're starting a business, or even if you've had it for several years, it's important to come back to setting good habits as a big part of your foundation, so that as you grow into and expand your success, those habits are already there. Because if your habits will start with your foundation. If it's all stress when you're starting out, if it's that you're trying to achieve something, you're trying to build and create something, if it's all stress and go and it feels like you're just pushing all of the time, then once you achieve that level where it feels like you finally made it into whatever you consider success to be, you're still going to be feeling that drive of all stress, all push, all go, unless you set your foundation, unless you figure out where you want to start, what's important to you in creating the baseline of happiness at the foundation wherever you're starting. And then when you set that foundation, then you'll be able to reach success and have those habits that are healthy, that help you to feel that happiness, to be able to accept and achieve and receive it within yourself as you come up into those points where maybe you feel even more responsibility that weighs on your shoulders as you're growing up a bit more in towards it. Oftentimes people will look for the day where they will feel successful and happy, and they feel like one day this day is going to be perfect and the birds are going to be singing and I will just feel like I finally reached happiness, I've reached success, whatever that definition is to you. And they know that they need to push to see their goals to be achieved. Of course, anything that we want to achieve in life, we do have to work for. We have to create that foundation for, and we have to drive and, have a drive, have some passion, and build whatever you're wanting to create. But along the way, people will sometimes forget to be happy in the process. Just in the regular day-to-day of living, it's so important to remember to come back to and reflect on being happy and remembering what that means to you, giving yourself time to be happy. Sometimes we forget to recognize when it's time to be happy, and that we need to just really step back and enjoy it. It becomes all about the pushing, all about the goals and trying to move forward, and you really need to recognize, when do you have time to rest? When do you have time to just simply enjoy life? JJ and I were pretty fortunate in the beginning when we were establishing our relationship to have had kind of a great pause that was put onto our lives during that time, because I went into an extremely deep sickness, and for about 8 years it was just kind of a struggle to be alive, to maintain a sense of happiness, and to find what created joy within our lives as we try to move forward in a meaningful way. But we weren't able to really push those goals of business like I have this internal drive that I tend to do, but because it instead really put a spotlight on life and what's important in life, and the fact that if you don't know if tomorrow is going to come, you really want to maximize every single day that you have. If you don't know if the next hour is going to come, you need to maximize what each hour is going to bring as though it were your last. And that was a big lesson that we were both able to bring in through that. Before I met him, I was certainly probably an overworker, tried to overachieve a bit too much. I was often working 60, 70 hours a week. and it was not a healthy lifestyle. I really know that I have tendencies within myself to push too hard, which is why I have lupus. I feel like the universe has given me lupus as a reminder that sometimes I need to slow down. Sometimes I need to just take it in, to be in the moment. And anytime I find myself pushing too hard or too far, I end up getting these little flare-ups within me that say, let's take it easy. Let's come back to being in the moment. If this is your last moment, what do you want to be feeling in that moment? And it's really so important. It really helped so much that JJ and I had established that pattern in the beginning of really remembering what truly, truly matters in life. And it's not anything that shows on the outside. It's what those experiences are within. So the lupus really helps me to come back to that and pull me out of my head and all of the ambitious goals that I sometimes set for myself. And hopefully for each of you, it doesn't take something so drastic to pull you into recognizing what is important and that each moment matters, that each moment, who you share your lives with, that matters so much, and really spending the time to enjoy each day, day by day, hour by hour. Often people don't seem to, don't have, oops, let me see where my notes are. Often sometimes people that I see with some of my friends who own businesses, I see them sometimes get stuck into that cycle of pushing, working so hard every day and never feeling like they have time for themselves. They never take the time to enjoy because they feel like they've always got to be building. There's always so much more to do, and they're wanting to keep building. And they don't necessarily have an end date for when that push ends, and they're not taking the time to step back to really just enjoy. So oftentimes, how often do you know people that wait until retirement, and then once they retire, they suddenly realize, oh, now I have time to enjoy life. Now I'm going to do some of the things that are comfortable, that I've always wanted to do, and then that time gets cut so short. Often unexpectedly. So often I've seen people that wait to enjoy life in retirement and they never even get to because it ends before they have the chance, or it ends as soon as they start to think they have that chance. So don't wait until then. Know that each day, each moment is so precious. And even if you are working avidly, hard, building a business or building whatever you're building within your life, you can take the time to enjoy, to celebrate. One of the key things is to recognize when do you have certain mile markers? When is it enough that you can celebrate the success that you've created? When do you have certain steps that you can realize, hey, I've made it this far, let me take a little bit of a break. Let me enjoy the family around me. Let me enjoy the friends that I have in my life. Celebrate often. It's so important as you set your foundation, whether you're starting out or whether you've been at this for decades, set your foundation. Look at what your foundation is. Do you need to change some things in your foundation? Do you need to change some of those habits? Bring in some good personal habits for yourself. One of those definitely I encourage is celebrate often, because you never know how much time you have. And when you're celebrating, especially if you're celebrating with friends or family, those are memories that are going to live on long after you're gone with the friends and family that are around you. Or if you have friends or family that pass on, those are those memories that you're going to cherish, the moments where you were celebrating and enjoying time. Find ways to integrate peaceful moments into your daily life. Every day we have moments that we can integrate peace in, drop down the anxiety, release and clear the stress, and take just 30 seconds, if that's all you have, 30 seconds to just relax and find some calm. I love these commercials that the app Calm has put on TV lately, where it shows the rain falling on the leaves and it says just for 15 seconds to breathe, and it's advertising that their app gives you that, but it's such a great way to recognize, even if you're in the midst of watching a show, tracking your inventory, or meeting with clients, you can still take 30 seconds and just imagine with your head that you're in the middle of a rainforest, listening to the rain falling. Relax your shoulders. Recognize that you can take more oxygen into your lungs, and you're going to be so much better prepared after that 30 seconds to journey into the rest of your day and all that the rest of the day brings to you. Find ways to integrate peaceful moments into your daily life. Yes, even as a business owner, even if you feel like you don't have the time to do that, you need it most. If you feel like you don't have the time, that's when you really, really need it the most. I have had to push myself with that on occasion, even within myself. If I've noticed my shoulders starting to kind of rise up, getting a little tense, and I feel like I've just got to finish writing out this curriculum, when I have those thoughts, that's when it triggers within me because I've set that in my foundation. That's when I realize, oh wait, let me back away 15 seconds or 30 seconds or a minute or whatever it is at the time to just breathe, relax, and everything flows so much better after that. If you've stocked up your vacation time and you have not taken a vacation in a period of time, it's time to do that this year. Make sure you enjoy your time. Now, vacations are going to look a lot different this year because of the pandemic that we're in, but find ways to just enjoy your time. Hopefully, you've found ways to do that currently as we've been in this great global pause. It's been kind of a forced vacation on a lot of people in a way, with a bit of stress to try to figure out and navigate and release along the way. But if you haven't really taken some time to just enjoy, really it's time to really make sure you take that vacation time. Give yourself time to clear away everything else that stresses you and come fully into the moment. You don't have to leave your home to do that. You can find ways to figure out what you enjoy. If you don't know what you enjoy, it's really time to do some self-inventory and figure out what makes you happy so that you can find those things to enjoy them. And coming back into habits, your foundation early on really sets the tone for when you succeed, how you succeed, how long you will succeed, and how that success feels internally into you. I have seen so many people that have a lot of responsibilities on their head because of all of the things that they've created within life, and they feel like they never take the time to enjoy it. If that sounds like it's ringing a bell with you, it's time to really step into looking at your foundation, setting some habits. Celebrate, enjoy every hour as if it were the only hour that you had, and keep moving forward with that. I hope that gives you some insight and thought to move forward with this week as we are starting to navigate our way slowly out of the pandemic's pause and back into some working aspects of society. I hope you really will take some lessons that you've learned through this time. Hopefully you've done some inner growth and some looking into yourself through this, and that information can help you as you set your habits for your foundation. Have a great week, everyone.